Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something that causes a lot of headaches for small teams.
Oh, yeah. It's that.
Finding a digital lead generation agency. It's tough, right? High stakes, lots of jargon.
Absolutely. It feels like a minefield sometimes.
Exactly. You've got
Yeah.
this great service, maybe a local business, but the phone isn't ringing. The sales funnel's, well, empty.
And for a small team, choosing the wrong agency isn't just about wasting money, though that's bad enough.
Right.
It's wasting time. Months you can't get back.
Mhm.
Opportunity lost.
So that's our mission today. We want to bring some clarity, cut through that noise.
Yeah, we need to answer, I think, 3 really critical questions for you, the listener.
Okay, what are they?
First, who are these agencies, really? What different types are out there that can actually generate good leads?
Good leads being the key.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Second, how do we measure success? What language should they be speaking so you know it's working?
Mm-hmm.
And third, how do you actually vet them? How do you pick one that fits with, the reality of a small team tight budget?
Perfect. So let's map it out. We're going to talk about how digital lead gen actually works, break down these agency types you mentioned,
The 4 main ones, yeah.
lay out the key questions you have to ask before signing anything, and really dig into why knowing the local market, like, say, Palm Beach Gardens, is so crucial for local businesses.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's start simple. Lead generation. It sounds a bit like marketing speak. In digital world, what does it actually mean?
Right. It's not just fluff. It's really about building a system, a repeatable process.
Okay.
It means actively attracting people online who show genuine interest in what you offer.
So not just random clicks.
No, definitely not. Identifying that real interest, and then, crucially, having a way to nurture them, guide them towards becoming an actual customer. It's proactive.
Got it. And what tools or channels are we talking about here?
Oh, it's a mix. Search engines are huge, obviously. Google.
SEO and ads.
Yep. Paid ads, PPC, as people call it. Social media, of course. Email campaigns are still very effective. Content marketing. Writing useful stuff.
Blogs, articles.
Exactly. And increasingly, there's automation behind the scenes, tracking user behavior, helping figure out who's really interested.
So the big takeaway here, especially for a small business listening, it sounds like it's not just about getting more traffic.
No, it's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Every single time. A good agency doesn't just flood you with website visitors.
Right.
They bring the right kind of visitors, people who are much closer to actually buying something.
So the sales funnel gets, what, a steady stream?
A steady stream of qualified prospects, yeah. That lets the small team stop chasing leads constantly.
Which they don't have time for anyway.
Exactly. And focus on closing the deals that the agency brings in. Keeps things moving.
Okay, that makes sense. Think of it like a pipe.
Yeah, I like that analogy. An empty pipe, your business starves.
Mm-hmm.
A pipe full of junk leads, you waste all your time trying to filter it.
So the agency's job is to keep that pipe full of clean water, ready to go.
Precisely. So your team can focus on actually serving customers, doing the work.
All right, good analogy. Now let's talk about the agencies themselves. You mentioned 4 types. This is important because choosing the wrong type could blow the budget, right?
Absolutely. The first step is understanding the landscape.
Okay, lay them out for us. Type 1.
Type 1 is the full-service lead generation agency. They aim to do, well, everything.
The whole shebang.
Pretty much. Strategy, running the campaigns, analyzing the data, the works. They'll help define your ideal customer profile, your ICP.
Who you're actually trying to reach.
Yep. They design the whole sales funnel, run ads, do the outreach, and ideally hand you leads that are ready for a sales conversation.
Sounds comprehensive, but
Okay.
expensive. That's what I hear. Big retainers.
That's the immediate flag, isn't it? They often are the most expensive. They promise to save you the most time, but they demand the biggest upfront investment.
So if you're a small team, you need to be really careful there. Push it back hard.
Definitely. Ask about their ramp-up time. Ask what happens if leads don't show up in month 1 or 2. What's their risk mitigation for you?
Good point. Okay, what's tech 2?
The second is the channel specialist agency. These guys go deep but narrow,
Meaning.
meaning they focus intensely on just one platform or method, like
Yeah.
they only do Google ads, or they're absolute wizards at LinkedIn outreach, or maybe TikTok ads.
Ah, okay, so if you know your audience hangs out exclusively on Facebook, maybe this is a good fit.
It can be, yeah. Often more cost-effective because you're paying for very specific deep expertise, not a broad strategy.
But the downside is obvious, right? What if that one channel changes its rules or dries up?
Exactly. Algorithm updates,
Yeah.
platform fatigue. You're vulnerable. Your lead source could vanish overnight.
Okay, risky. What's number 3?
Number 3 is one that, honestly, a lot of small teams should probably look at very closely. Performance-based and data-driven agencies.
Performance-based, meaning they get paid based on results.
Sometimes, yeah, or their model heavily ties their success to yours. They're obsessed with measurable outcomes, quality of leads, not just quantity.
Okay, now you mentioned metrics before. This is where the alphabet soup comes in, right? CPA, CPL.
Let's break those down simply.
Please do. Bottom line for the listener.
Okay. CPA is cost per acquisition. This is like the holy grail metric
Why?
because it tells you exactly how much money, agency fees,
Yeah.
ad spend, everything it costs you to get one new paying customer.
Okay. Not just a lead, an actual sale.
Right. If your CPA is $500, but your average customer value is only $400, well, you're losing money on every sale the agency brings. That's unsustainable.
So a performance agency tracks that religiously.
They have to. And CPL, cost per lead, is related but different. That's how much you spend just to get one person to raise their hand, fill out a form, express interest.
So CPL is earlier in the funnel.
Exactly. A good performance agency focuses on driving down both, but especially CPA.
And you mentioned skin in the game.
Yeah, some work on models where maybe they take a lower base fee but get significant bonuses if they hit certain CPL or CPA targets you both agree on beforehand.
That sounds more aligned, like a true partnership.
It can be. It reduces your upfront risk a bit. They only make serious money if you do.
Interesting. Okay, and the 4th type, you said this one might be particularly relevant for local businesses.
Yes, the niche and small business local-focused agency. Their entire model is built around serving businesses like, say, a plumber or a boutique shop in a specific area.
Like our Palm Beach Gardens example.
Exactly. They understand the scale constraints. They don't have massive enterprise clients dictating their processes. They're geared for smaller budgets and local markets.
And the local knowledge part, what does that really mean? Just knowing the map.
Oh, it's much deeper than that.
Ah.
Understanding the local search behavior.
How so?
Well, someone in Palm Beach Gardens might search for luxury home renovation, while someone in a different town searches for affordable handyman services. The language is different. The competition is different. They know how to target Google Maps results, local directories, maybe even specific neighborhood Facebook groups. They understand the nuances of that specific 20-mile radius, not just generic national trends.
That feels absolutely critical if most of your customers come from nearby.
It's non-negotiable for a truly local business.
Okay, that breakdown is super helpful. We've got full service, channel specialist, performance-based, and local focused.
Right.
But just knowing the types isn't enough. How do you actually choose? How do you filter out the ones who just talk a good game? What criteria should we use?
Okay, this is crucial. We need criteria focused on minimizing your risk and making sure they actually fit your small team.
Makes sense. First.
First, clarity.
Hmm.
Crystal clear deliverables. What exactly are they going to do each month and what specific outcomes can you expect to see?
No vague promises about boosting brand awareness.
Absolutely not. If they can't clearly state the what and the how, walk away.
Okay. Clarity. What's next? Second, channel fit. Do they specialize in the channels where your ideal customers actually spend their time? Don't let them sell you on TikTok ads if your audience is 65 plus and primarily uses email and Google search.
Right. For many local service businesses, that probably means what? Search local ads?
Usually a combination, yeah. Good SEO, especially local SEO for map results.
Yeah.
Targeted local ads on Google, maybe geographically focused social media ads. It has to match the audience.
You mentioned fitting the small team.
Yes. Third, small team compatibility. This is huge. The agency needs to plug into how you already work. Meaning they shouldn't require you to suddenly implement a complex new CRM system you don't have time to learn, or hire someone just to manage the agency relationship.
They should adapt to us.
Yes. They need to integrate smoothly with your existing setup, your phone, your email, maybe a simple spreadsheet or basic CRM. They should feel like an extension of your team, not another management headache.
Okay. Compatibility, number 4.
Transparency. Total radical transparency into the data and results.
So showing their work constantly. Providing regular reports with those key metrics we talked about, leads generated, CPL, CPA, conversion rates. If they're cagey about the numbers, that's a massive red flag. They need to prove their value.
And that ties into budget, I guess.
Directly. 5th criterion, budget alignment. The pricing structure needs to work for a small business.
No giant locked-in annual contracts up front.
Ideally not. Look for scalable packages, maybe month-to-month options after an initial commitment, clear review points. You need to see a return on investment relatively quickly, and the model should reflect that reality.
Makes sense. And the last one circles back
To local market understanding, especially if you are that local business targeting, say, Palm Beach Gardens.
ask for proof.
Yes, ask for case studies from businesses like yours in similar local markets. Make them demonstrate they understand your specific competitive landscape, not just general marketing principles.
Okay, those criteria, clarity, channel fit, compatibility, transparency, budget alignment, and local understanding seem like a really solid checklist.
They should help filter out a lot of the noise.
And it's so critical because, let's face it, the alternative for a small team is often nothing. Or worse, sporadic efforts.
Exactly. The owner is wearing 10 hats already. Marketing, especially consistent digital marketing, falls by the wayside.
So the Google business profile is out of date. The last social media post was 6 months ago.
Right. The website content is stale. And slowly, the funnel just dries up because there's no consistent effort bringing people in.
But the right agency fixes that consistency problem.
That's the promise. They become your outsourced digital engine. They ensure that when someone in your target area searches for what you offer, you show up prominently.
They keep that funnel fed.
They keep it fed with qualified leads, and they constantly tweak things to improve performance, which you don't have time for. It frees you up to the most valuable thing. Talk to those interested leads and turn them into customers.
Okay, that paints a clear picture of the why. Now, let's get really practical. Defensive moves. What are the common traps, the pitfalls small teams need to avoid, and what specific questions must they ask before signing?
Right. Let's arm the listener. First, the questions you absolutely have to ask. Don't be shy.
Okay, hit me.
Ask them. What is your exact process for defining our ideal customer profile? ICP. Don't accept assumptions. How will they research and truly understand who your best leads are?
Good one. Make them prove they'll do the homework.
Exactly. Next, you're proposing channels X and Y. Why those specific channels for our business and our audience? Show me the rationale, the data.
Push past the jargon. Make them explain it in terms of your business goals.
Precisely. Then get specific about expectations. Based on our budget, how many leads per month do you realistically expect to deliver?
And crucially,
And what is your precise definition of a qualified lead? Is it just contact info? Or someone who meets specific criteria, maybe budget, timeline?
that definition gap can waste so much time. A lead needs to mean something real.
Huge difference. You also need to nail down the lane handoff process. What happens technically and practically the moment a lead comes in? Does it go to your email, your CRM? Who gets notified? How quickly?
Smooth handoff is key for fast follow-up.
Critical. And then the what-if question. What happens if the results consistently don't meet the agreed-upon metrics or expectations? Is there a performance clause, an adjustment to the fee, an exit strategy?
Planning for the worst-case scenario. Smart.
It's just risk management. Ask how they integrate operationally. How much of my team's time will be required each week or month to manage this relationship, provide feedback, attend meetings,
Good point. Avoid scope creep on your own time.
and probe for hidden costs. Are there any additional fees beyond the retainer? Ad spend management fees, content creation costs, software subscriptions. Get it all out in the open.
No surprises later.
Finally, circle back to proof. Can you share case studies from businesses very similar to ours in size, industry, and ideally local market? Similarity is key.
Okay, those are tough, necessary questions. Now, what about the pitfalls? The mistakes teams make even after they hire someone.
Yeah, pitfalls are common. The biggest one we touched on, volume over quality. Getting excited about 100 leads, but then realizing 95 of them are completely wrong.
Wasting time and money chasing ghosts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The second one, and this is maybe the most painful, and it's often an internal issue,
Oh.
poor internal alignment and follow-up.
The agency delivers a great lead, but
But the business owner, the small team, is too swamped to call them back quickly. That $5,000 lead goes cold after 24 or 48 hours because nobody got back to them fast enough.
ouch. That's not the agency's fault, but it kills the ROI just the same.
Totally. The agency's job ends at delivering the qualified lead. Your job starts the second it lands. Rapid follow-up is non-negotiable internally.
A hard truth there. What else?
Channel mismatch. Paying for expensive ads on a platform your audience just doesn't use. Related to that, lack of local context.
Failing to use those local search terms or target locally.
Yes. Especially in competitive markets like Palm Beach Gardens, if you're not optimizing for local searches, local nabs, local ads, you're basically invisible to nearby customers.
Big mistake for local businesses.
Huge. And lastly, single tactic reliance. Hiring an agency that only does, say, cold email outreach or only SEO.
Instead of an integrated approach.
Right. The sources suggest real power comes from synergy, great content fueling SEO, targeted PPC ads driving immediate traffic, social media building engagement, all working together. Relying on just one tactic is fragile.
Makes sense. It's about building a resilient system.
That's the goal. So tying it all together for the small team listening, the shortcut isn't just finding any agency. It's finding the right type of agency.
Full service, specialist, performance, or local.
And making sure their metrics, their CPL or CPA, align directly with your budget, your capacity, and your specific market needs. Don't be afraid to demand performance guarantees or clauses.
Use those questions we laid out, interrogate their model, make them prove their value in terms you understand: ROI, cost per customer.
Be an informed, slightly skeptical buyer. It's your money and your business's future.
Absolutely. And that brings us to a final thought for you to consider as you absorb all this. We've talked a lot about the agency being your digital engineer, right? But the sources emphasize that this engine needs fuel and maintenance, consistent updates, integrated strategies, content. So here's the question. If the agency is the engine, what's the internal capacity you absolutely must retain? What fuel, like timely content approvals, budget decisions, do you need to provide? And critically, what immediate, rapid follow-up process must you have in place the second that engine delivers a qualified lead to actually turn it into revenue? The partnership doesn't end when the lead arrives. In many ways, that's where the most critical part begins.
Something important to reflect on internally.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us for the deep dive. We'll see you next time.